Fair, accurate, to the point. The 10 o'clock news on KRTV starts right now.
Tonight, traffic flow woes.
We're on special assignment to look at some of the busiest and most dangerous intersections in town.
Plus, in the interest of health, a task force examines areas needing improvement when it comes to prenatal care.
And an eye-opening experience, nursing students grow personally and professionally from a cross-cultural experience. It's great to have you with us on this Wednesday night.
10th Avenue South, 3rd Street Northwest, Fox Farm Road. They're all some of the busiest and most traveled roads in Great Falls, and with that have the highest crash rates.
These were the findings after a 5-year study looking at traffic flow and crash data in Great Falls. But what this study didn't take into account was uncontrolled intersections and the dangers that come with them.
MTN's Matt Jones takes a look at the problem of uncontrolled intersections in the Electric City and explains why it's not as simple as just putting in a few extra stop signs.
What do you have to do? Somebody has to get killed before they'll pay attention?
Dangerous intersections. Every city has them, and it's a normal part of everyday life. But how do we determine when they become a bigger problem? That's the purpose of the 2014 Long-Range Transportation Plan, which looked at and collected data from 61 intersections around Great Falls.
We really try to look at that data and find out where the crashes are happening, whether those crashes are in proportion to the amount of traffic that we're seeing. We also try to focus on the severity. The general rule of thumb is the more volume you have, the more crashes you're going to have.
According to the Montana Department of Transportation, there were over 9,000 crashes reported within city limits during a 5-year period, with over half of those occurring at an intersection. But this study only looked at the major road network. Uncontrolled intersections remain an unsolved problem in the Electric City, and some residents are frustrated.
I think the city needs to prioritize what needs to be done, because it's going to be a matter of time before some kids get hurt here. I've got 3 kids. I don't want that to happen to my kids.
I called the city about the last time there was an accident here, and they said that they couldn't do it because there hasn't been that many accidents here, and it wasn't feasible to put in stop signs.
It's not something where you just respond to one specific accident and say, we need a stop sign here, let's go put one up.
But it's not as simple as just putting in a few extra signs at an intersection like this. Traffic engineers must collect a variety of data from crash history, number of pedestrians, and traffic volume to determine if traffic control will be needed.
There's a financial cost for the signs themselves, the upkeep, the cost to the taxpayers. Great Falls and many, as a matter of fact, most cities have a lot of uncontrolled intersections.
And adding more signs could actually exacerbate existing problems along residential streets.
If you put in a stop sign at the intersection and give one street the right-of-way, then it could potentially cause some speeding, or people think they just have a freeway there basically and aren't paying real attention.
For now, the best thing you can do to keep yourself safe is be aware of drivers around you.
2 vehicles or 3 vehicles enter about the same time or at the same time. You look to your right, and if that person's there first, they have the right-of-way.
And when in doubt, use common sense. In Great Falls, on special assignment, Matt Jones, MTN News.
The 2014 Transportation Plan uses a travel model provided by the Department of Transportation that projects growth in Great Falls out to the year 2035. And by using this, the city will be able to stay ahead of the game and keep streets safer in the future.
A woman escaped serious injury after driving her vehicle into Schulte's this afternoon. The accident happened just after 4:30 when a female driver drove a vehicle over the curb and into the gas station building. The car punched through the wall and was stopped by an ATM, according to our reporter who was on scene. The driver was treated on scene for injuries, but she was not transported to the hospital. The incident is under investigation. It's not yet known if the driver will be cited. Well, you'll want the heavy jacket early Thursday morning. Meteorologist Mike Rollins has a look at the numbers. Mike?
Tim, it is very cold right now, and it only gets colder here in the next couple of hours. Check out these current temperatures. It is 12 below zero in Cut Bank. It is 2 below right now in Havre. To the south, temperatures are a bit warmer right now. Butte and Bozeman are in the teens, but across our area, check out these numbers here. 5 below in Glasgow. Scobie is at 7 below. The same also in Lewistown. You factor in a very light wind. It doesn't take much, 5 to 10 miles per hour. And we've got wind chill values well below zero. It feels like 23 below in Stanford and 24 below right now up in Cut Bank to your exposed skin. Clear skies across the area, allowing for these very chilly temperatures. And in the morning, we will be in the single digits. It'll be chilly early on, but with sunshine, the sun is up at 7:29. We'll start warming up very quickly here to the 20s, and we're topping out near 30 tomorrow. I'll have your complete forecast coming up.
All right, thanks a lot, Mike. Following up to a story we brought you earlier this week, 2 men have been charged in connection with the shooting of a 16-year-old girl on Monday.
20-year-old Trevor Michael Bishop and 23-year-old Matthew Grahowski made their initial appearances in court today. Bishop is charged with 2 counts of assault with a weapon, criminal distribution of dangerous drugs, and tampering with or fabricating physical evidence. Bishop is accused of shooting the teen in the leg when she reportedly did not have $50 to pay him for meth. His bail was set at $150,000. Meanwhile, Grahowski is charged with 2 counts of assault with a weapon by accountability, and he is being held on $100,000 bond. The incident is still under investigation by the Great Falls Police Department.
A state report on public health this summer outlined numerous areas of improvement ranging from prenatal care to treatment of chronic illnesses. Among the goals by 2018, reduce the percentage of obese adults from 60 to 54%, reduce the average consumption of cigarettes from 58 to 52 packs a year, and reduce the rate of smoking by pregnant women, now at 16%, down to 12%. Today, a task force met on the subject, exchanging ideas to improve public health and how to turn those ideas into reality.
We're working with our doctors to do prescriptions for physical activity. So you get a prescription for a drug, you get one. How about one very specifically for you need to do this many hours per week?
Part of the goal is how do we take some of these great examples that are happening locally and institutionalize them statewide in a way that will result in a healthier population. So part of it is having some support from the top. Part of it is having a very engaged group of citizens from around the state who are willing to work on this issue.
The task force is a result of the governor's state health improvement plan called Big Sky, New Horizons, a healthier Montana.
Democratic candidate for Senate John Bohlinger entered the health care debate today. Bohlinger called on fellow Democrat Governor Steve Bullock to call the legislature to a special session. Bohlinger wants the state to expand Medicaid in Montana to allow Montanans to enroll in the health care plan that state workers have.
The legislature then would have an opportunity to not only expand Medicaid, but they could fix the broken rollout of the Obamacare plan. What we want to do is create a health care plan that models that which Governor Schweitzer and I brought forward a year ago, to have a state health care clinic. Now, the state workers they have neighbors and friends, and they talk about the health care program that they have access to. And their neighbors and friends are saying, well, I'd like to sign up.
Governor Bullock also favors Medicaid expansion, saying it could provide insurance to 70,000 Montanans. But he said he's not calling a special session because the measure has little chance of passing. Republican leaders in the legislature have opposed Medicaid, calling it a pillar of Obamacare that would expose the state to future costs.
10 rural and volunteer fire departments in Montana will each receive a $1,000 grant thanks to AAA. Among the recipients in our area, the Browning Volunteer Fire Department and North Toole County Volunteer Fire Department. The grants aim to recognize, honor, and reward the youth safety education efforts of departments across the state. For many of these departments, the money is being used in creative ways to let children interact with the firefighters, as well as handing out fun informational items that help children remember who to call in case of an emergency. Still to come, it's not getting any warmer now.
Mike is back with a look at when those temperatures will start climbing again in Storm Tracker weather.
Reporting you can trust with Tim McGonigal and Shannon Newth. Storm Tracker weather with Mike Rollins and Richie Melby with sports. This is the 10 o'clock news on KRTV. Fair, accurate, to the point.